Hi everyone, well yesterday I went to go and see The Nun and I really enjoyed it. Like, I thought it was a really good scary film. Okay, there were a few too many jump scares, but I still felt it made up for that in other ways. So I'm just going to give you a quick rundown of the story. So it's set years before The Conjuring in the 50s at a nun in Romania. Two nuns are going looking for a relic in the abbey they're in, and one of them is killed by some dark force and the other nun hangs herself, and it leaves behind the big secret of what exactly is the dark force stalking the halls of the abbey. Well, of course, for anyone, if you've seen The Conjuring 2, you know it's Valak, but there's more to it. Like, I mean, you get to discover the secrets and what can stop him and all the other dark stuff. So a young nun in training, Irene, and an exorcist go to the nun and try to uncover all the secrets and try to stop this evil force before it unleashes its evil upon the world. So the plot. Now, I suppose at times the narrative was a little weak. Like, there was one scene in the film where they're staying in the Abbey guest house, we'll call it, and the poor priest gets stuck buried alive, he gets folded into a coffin, is buried alive, and it's up to the nun, nun in training, Irene, to rescue him. I felt maybe that scene dragged on a bit. I thought maybe they could have sped that up, like I was thinking, come on, get them into the Abbey already, get them into the scary Abbey. So I felt maybe that scene dragged on a little bit. But otherwise, after that, they were straight to the Abbey, and it was really dark and spooky, and the old, elderly sort of looking nun, all dressed in black, you couldn't see her face, sitting there in that chair. That was freaky. You could never see her face. I thought it was really freaky. But the plot got darker and spookier and more atmospheric as the secrets of the Abbey were unveiled. Like, for example, you've got the young nun training, Irene, finding out about the dark sorcerer summoning the evil, and then when the exorcist is reading through the books and all and uncovering the secrets of Valak and everything. So I really felt the atmosphere, especially within the Abbey, was so dark and ominous and scary, so I really enjoyed that. Okay. Guys, in another way, the Abbey almost felt like another character, because let's be honest, like, it felt like one of those old haunted house movies where it's really dark and spooky and bleak and you're afraid to go down the hallway in the dark because you don't know what's going to be down there or what's around the corner, or you hear a noise, you're like, oh, what's that? Like, it's really spooky, really eerie, hidden shadows, all that kind of thing. I loved that. I thought that was fantastic. I just really, really enjoyed it. I really love the scenes in the Abbey. It was really spooky and really frightening. Really loved that. Okay, so the main performance I loved in the movie was Thaisa Farmiga. I really loved her in this movie as young Irene. Like, she was a really headstrong, confident young woman who was determined to retain her desire to be a nun, to eventually take her vows and become a sister of the chapel, or sister of God, or bride of Christ. I'm not familiar with religious kind of terminology, so I think it's bride of Christ or sister of Christ, I'm not exactly sure. But she's a really strong and confident character, and like, let's be honest, she was the driving force. She does all the work, like, especially in these days of modern feminism and female empowerment. Even as a nun, she can be empowered. Like, nuns, she just sit around and pray all the time. She has to dig out the exorcist out of the grave, out of the buried grave, stop him from dying, from being buried alive, and then eventually she has to face off against Valak. So she was the driving force of the film. I really enjoyed her performance in this film. She was a really great character. Now, I was worried, oh god, they're going to pair her up with Frenchie. I was thinking, oh god, please don't turn this into a rom-com. But luckily they didn't. They didn't. I was like, because like, I hate it when they decide to put two people together like that, like, but they didn't. So I was relieved they didn't do that, because I hate it when they feel the need to put a man and a woman together. So I really loved Thaisa Farmiga, and I just thought her performance was fantastic. Okay, other mentions. There were, with Frenchie and Irene, there were maybe, there were slight cringy attempts, like flirting, slight attempts at rom-com humour, like very flirty. He's like, oh, hello there, hello there. And the exorcist says, excuse me, but she's going to be coming out. He's like, oh, sorry. And then when she takes her vows, like, oh, are you sure? Like, so that was really cringy and everything. But otherwise, guys, I really enjoyed The Nun. It was a fantastic film. I love a good horror, so definitely go check it out.